Hey everyone, welcome back to another exciting episode of Kane Chat, where I, your favorite host, JC Kane, will talk about just about anything, and so far the last two episodes I've actually talked about E.W.E, which guess what? Once again, we are back here to talk about E.W.E.'s WrestleMania 12, as it is on the horizon and it's ready to go. Now, in this case, we are talking in this case, I'm actually not talking about it before either the first deadline or, if I recall, the last one before after the main deadline. Yay! So that means we have no idea who's going to win and what's going to happen, except we have a couple of theories that are running around in the head. Now, again, we are going again. So anyways, only two people have posted thus far, and they're the early rises, one of which is Sid Vicious, which, again, John North likes to post early, except when he don't, which is really, really rare. And then the other one was, I forget, but who cares? He posted early. Anyways, so what we're going to do is we're going to run down the card, and we're going to talk about each of these matches. And this time, we actually have a little bit of syllabus or whatnot to go with each one. So I'm not completely talking about nothing at all. Yay! Except just my random opinions. Anyways, so we're going to start off at the very bottom of this thing. Yeah, I really almost wish it was opposite, that Jay would maybe make me a nice little opposite thing so I don't have to scroll all the way down and make it look not as pretty for the little shot. But whatever. Anyways, let's see. We're going to start off with the WrestleMania Kickstart, which we have two matches in that one. The first one is a singles match with Brooke Adams versus Pink Phantom. Now, for those of you talking about the last episode, yeah, I know, I pretty much talked about how I wasn't them, but yeah, okay. Congratulations, yay, I'm them. I think it was more just for that show anyways. After that, I just didn't care. I just kind of went on with it. But yeah, Phantom Elite is one of my set of characters. More they're just kind of place fillers now, like you'll see later. But as my main one is actually Thunder Dragon, for however long that lasts. As in whether or not I'll be getting any more characters or not, we don't know. Anyways, but the first one I'm going to talk about is a single match: Brooke Adams versus Pink Phantom. Now, the thing is about this match, I actually found out today about it. Yeah, I know it was randomly added by Jay himself, but he didn't like, hey, JC, do you want another match? Singles match. Yeah. So yeah, I did randomly find it when I was working on the predictions that I posted on the site and added some of those. But yeah. So again, this is kind of my match, so it's kind of I can't really predict really who's gonna win, except I can say that well, Brooke Adams. See, I know I've heard that name before. Maybe it's just a combination of Brooke and a character my brother had named something Adams. I forget. It's gonna annoy me. But unless it really is that person, that'd be weird. But anyways, the last time, whoever he slash she is, they was in. They was actually supposed to be in a. Oh, what do you call it? One of those little undisputed. No, no, no. Number. No, I know. Ladies' choice qualifier match, and she no-showed. Yay. So that's what happened with that, and we actually got replaced, so I'll talk about that later. So I have no idea what to expect. I'm assuming whoever that is talked to Jay about getting another match, and lo and behold, here we are. Again, this is probably not going to be one of my big priorities. I'll still roleplay for it maybe later on today or whatnot. So I don't fully know what to expect from Brooke Adams. I know that name sounds familiar. It'd be really weird if the person who I'm thinking of, but I don't think that's the right name. Anyway, so moving on, since that's really not much else I can really talk about that. Anyways, next up is the Championship Opportunity Battle Royal Open Invite. This is another spur of the moment Jay lovely things that he decided to add for a battle royal for anyone to enter, and depending on who enters, who wins, etc., depending on where actually the championship is. It's a neat idea. Of course, I'll be completely honest, I have no idea who's going to enter this. I mean, I literally have no idea. I mean, majority of the people that are currently active are already in their own little matches, and majority of those are championship matches or things like that. So I don't know who's going to enter this. I mean, maybe Mickey James. I mean, Shad might enter just because it's for a championship opportunity. I don't know what title he wants. Um, I doubt I personally enter because I have a ton of other stuff that I already have to do, and it's just one more match. I'm like, no. But we'll see. Time goes on and everything. You never know. I might be super ahead of all my role plays. Yes, I have like 7 role plays. Yippee! Wait, nope, 8 now, because, the pink one. So, congratulations! I have 8 match role plays I have to do. I'm, I'm pretty sure that's a one role play match. Usually the Kickstarter is. I mean, the ones that are a part of the pay per view. So, I'm assuming it is. If not, how rude, Jay. Um, anyways, but yeah, Battle Royal, I have no idea who's going to enter, so I have no idea who's going to win. So, we'll just see. Mickey James might enter. Maybe if she does, she might win. Again, it's up for grabs, so I'm just going to move on. Next, we have another lovely open invitational, the Legends Battle Royal, which has been part of E.W.E for I have no idea for how long. Anyways, let's see. A match has been decided to become an official annual match since 2014. Oh, there you go. That answered my question. And a WrestleMania tradition as of WrestleMania 11. No matter WrestleMania 12. What's up with that? I mean, that's so much for a. Anyways, as of WrestleMania 11, no matter the mediocre turnouts the last 2 times. Yeah, like only like a very few people have entered it. It's still fun to see with Stone Cold Steve Austin taking the victory at Anniversary X and Brooke McGuire picking up the win at last year's WrestleMania. Who's going to show up this year? And that's a really good question because again, it's only an invite for Hall of Famers, and sadly, I'm not one as of yet. I don't know when or if. Not to mention, it does sound more. I mean, I had probably like one character that I believe that if I fully retired her, that should eventually enter into the Hall of Fame. And of course, that'd be my Stealth Elf character. Again, I haven't fully retired her, but she's the only one that I am for sure that eventually, I don't know when, but eventually she'll become a Hall of Famer. Just because, I mean, she's got all this stuff, but this is not about that. So I'm going to ignore it. Anyways, so, I mean, it's only for that. The people who have signed up has been kind of lackluster. Like, literally, they posted, like, a thing, and people were like, oh, I'll show. Yeah, no, they didn't show. Um, but that's the thing with this. I mean, so, honestly, like, majority of the people, they're either just gone, or yeah, I have no idea. Yeah, so I have no idea who'd enter this. Like, I know Dustin. I'm pretty sure he has some Hall of Famers. I don't know who, because I haven't really been paying attention to a lot of those videos in the past. Um, there's others. Sadly, Mike is gone, and since he doesn't have anything else on the card, I could see him entering it. But again, he's gone. Apparently, he got his legs and now he left. Anyways, so yeah, I mean Mickey James, she's newly entered, so she can enter this. So maybe Shad might enter with her. I mean, I don't know how that works. I mean, he's already got, I think, 2 other things on this mat card, or she try. Regardless, again, this is really, really up in the air, but just trying to figure out who's going to enter, just like the other open invite. I mean, like, you just don't know. Again, I would totally enter if I had a Hall of Famer, but I don't. So, I'm just going to move on. Next, we have Brock Lesnar, the Beast Incarnate, and Angela, the Pit Viper Fortin, in a grudge singles match. Nothing more than that. in the fact that Paul Heyman claims Angela Fortin is one of the people standing in Brock Lesnar's way in his climb to his deserving undisputed title match. Either way, no matter who wins, the winner ought to be considered make leeway in the ranks for that very same championship, considering the reputation and status of both competitors. Okay, first of all, I have to ask, how is Angela Fortin in Brock's way to the thing? I mean, Angela's not really a contender. I'm sure Jay will answer me, after that, because I'm like, wait, what? That don't make sense. From Man, I guess I'm having like a memory lapse or something like that, 'cause I don't even remember much about it. Um, but yeah, Angela Fortin, yeah, she was part of the Divas tag team, but they finally decided to let those go because we really don't have any. I mean, the Frost Elves are gone because one, Mike left to do who knows what. I mean, he's been missing in action and we haven't seen him since. Um, and then Stealth Elf is currently on leave of absence, but I was eventually going to be bringing her back and then obviously reteaming her back up with Mizor after a little storyline that was going to go. So that's why, anyways. And then you have a few minor ones, but really the Divas Tag Team Championship was really kind of, there's just no one to be a contender anymore. With that said, this should be a good match. Hopefully Jay is able to really bring a Brock roleplay, because I already know that he's got some issues and things like that he has to deal with on top of having to roleplay. So hopefully we see an awesome Brock match, and then you have Scar and how kind of unpredictable she can be in certain things like this. Like sometimes like she'll be all gung ho and get those epic role plays out, and other times she's like, "Oh, sorry, here's a PNS." Yeah. I mean, in this case, I kind of see the same thing happening. I can almost guarantee you that unless you see one really soon, you're going to look into this one becoming one role play match, just because of who it is and what's currently going on with them. I'd be surprised if it wasn't, and I'm assuming if it actually isn't already. Um, but yeah, Angela really has some things going for her, especially like Brock has been undefeated thus far, except the Battle Royal, but we don't count that. I mean, not Battle Royal. Well, it's a glorified Battle Royal, but it's the Rumble. So you have that. Um, sorry. And Angela's not exactly doing the best from I've seen. Um, I know she didn't have the best role play during the last pay-per-view, because to be completely honest, Abby pretty much her for instance, for her annoying score, the Frost Elves would have won the Divas Tag Team Championship, but that's in the past. Regardless, that's what it is, and that's really as much I can really say about that one. Next, we have Trish Stratus versus Mickie James. Face off a 2 out of 3 falls match. Trish Stratus versus Mickie James. Anyways, this is a match on WrestleMania that isn't for a title or egos clashing or two people hating each other. This is a match that is between lovers, friends, tag team partners, and now Hall of Famers! 10-year gap between two. The only reason this 2 out of 3 falls match is happening is one world. Destiny. Trish and Mickie are wrestling for nothing more than a friendly match, but even then it should set the competitiveness to the max. With both women knowing each other in and out, this will be that of a match. Yeah, I know. I don't care what you say. There's certain words I'm just not going to say. I don't really care. I just don't like it. You got a problem with that? Whatever. Anyways, so this match randomly came about when Mickie James got in the Hall of Fame. Shad decided to come back, and then all that stuff. And then, well, I'll admit, when he suddenly started talking about, oh my goodness, we're still married, I'm wondering, like, wait, did Jay agree to this? That's like the first thing that came to my mind. I'm like, did Jay really agree to this? Because I know, like, it was one of the things he was like about because apparently Trish Stratus and Mickey James in the E.W.E universe, they're married, and apparently from what I understand is Chad bugged Jay enough, and then he let it happen. Um, then again, he might have been actually referring to actual this time too. Regardless, they're having a match. Sad to say, I have a feeling that this match is probably going to go to Mickey, mainly because with Jay's workload, I kind of have a feeling that this is not his top priority. I mean, he's got title matches, and as it says, this isn't about anything. It, it's not about matches or anything like that. Just about two honeys wanting to duke it out because it's WrestleMania. You know, it's going to be like a final match or something like that. And that shirt just looks so weird. Anyways, but that's neither here nor there. Now, anyways, so again, there's not much to say. I mean, I still have a feeling that it's either going to become a one role play match because Shad might talk, Jay into it, or simply the fact that he's, just not going to be able to do it. Either way, I really believe that Mickey James is going to win just because I have a feeling that Jay is not going to be trying his hardest with this match if he even manages to post anything at all. Next, we have a lovely Thunder Dragon, the E.W.E X-Core champion versus Chaos in an X-Core stipulation to be announced championship. Yeah, name was never given. Yeah, okay, admittedly, I said this in my predictions, but those who actually don't listen, are on there. I'll admit, I was kind of thinking that someone else was going to come up with a name for it. I didn't have any name for it. I couldn't even think of it. So let's just call it, for whatever reason, we'll just call it Learn to Fly match. Yay. Why? Because it's a cage with weapons. It makes it sound like the weapons are in the cage, but no. The way this match is, it's a cage match. Except there's a ladder. The title is hanging above the thing as if it was a ladder match, except there's no ladder. All the weapons are on the outside underneath the ring. Thus, it gives you outside the ring action. And then there are special weapons that, yes, Thunder's been using Psychotica's old bat that Sean Carroll, his character had. And Chaos has his own little custom weapon. Um, yeah, as you know, last time, yay, I won the X-Core Championship. Yay! Anyways, um, anyways, but yeah, that's pretty much it. The reason why I say Learn to Fly match is because, in a sense, in order to get to the title, you're going to have to jump from the cage to the championship. So, I'm just going to call it that for now. So, whatever. Anyways, at last stand, Thunder Dragon won the 4-way Extreme Rules match to become the first X-Core champion in 3 years. Woo! However, with Chaos as a close run-up in that match, who had defeated Thunder the week prior, it was pretty simple concept to come up with for Hunter. A rubber match here at the grand stage as Chaos and Thunder meet for the third time to settle the score. Yeah, so, I mean, honestly, I still say that if it wasn't like I was talked about in my last one, if it wasn't for that one scene, if I would have went with the other one, I would be 2-0 on Chaos. But again, anyways, so this match should be interesting. I mean, we've had definitely a lovely build as going on as Chaos has kidnapped Thunder's manager, aka Cyclone, and held them. And if Chaos didn't get Thunder didn't give Chaos the championship belt. Now, I say championship belt because technically Thunder is actually the title. The champion. Just Chaos is the one who has the belt due to that situation. So it was interesting. And then the next time we had a match, a 2-on. We partnered up in Thunder Dragon and Chaos versus the Shield, which was an interesting concept. Sadly, due to miss, basically, I thought it was the next night, as in because they changed the way the role play, the tag worked basically instead of being 4 hours apart on deadline day. No, it had to be 24 hours before deadline day, which new rule. I thought it was the next night. Apparently, Chaos didn't even. Apparently, Chaos knew, but I was busy doing kind of like my own thing, and I didn't even get on, you know, the site or anything like that. And but when I finally did, oh, sorry, nope, you don't have you have 2 hours to get. Yeah, so it turned into one role play each, which we managed to get out. I did enjoy the way it ended. The Shield apparently looking to become a little bit more face. I haven't read the Shield's roleplay yet, and I really wanted to, but from what I know is, yeah, they're pretty much said, yeah, we're gonna take out Chaos. So leave it be. Yeah, so basically, it's been a pretty nice build. However, now Chaos, the handler, I have no idea what his real name is, or what his handler name is. So I'm assuming it's just Chaos. But he talked to me about doing a after that tag match to having this new guy who'd entered the uh, the Money in the Bank qualifier open invite named Big Rig, and he pretty much didn't put that much of a role play up on it, and he asked if he could come to our match and attack us afterwards. From what I assume, it was mainly based on Chaos, but admittedly, he said, "Oh, it'll be good hype for for the Money in the Bank match," which I'll get to that later. But honestly, I was thinking, well, I just didn't see it. I mean, eventually I did, but I think it was too late after that point. So those two did their own thing. But at the same time, I mean, yeah. Anyways, the main problem I have with it, especially after seeing it, is I have a feeling that that's going to shift Chaos's focus away from Thunder, and he's going to incorporate into his roleplay more about the Big Rig situation. I have a feeling that's going to happen, which that's what he did at Last Stand, and it cost him the match. Now, I'm not saying, oh my goodness, I don't want to win. Obviously, I want to win. It's just, you know, I'm trying to be a little unbiased here, but yeah, I mean, so regardless, hopefully it's a good match. Hopefully it doesn't come to that, because I want to beat him, and I want to beat him at his best, not when he's got side focused. Which I have a feeling that that's gonna happen, because I mean, like, you had the build, and then suddenly you had this bigger. Yeah, I know he's in Money in the Bank, but it still felt more like a whole side issue, which is one of the things I've always had trouble with when I was, building stuff up. So I hope that doesn't hit, because it kind of made me like, wait a minute, Chaos. I mean, Chaos is now going to be focused on this thing. Regardless, we'll just see what happens, and hopefully, yeah. But so moving on, of the Ladies' Choice Briefcase 6-way ladder match. We have Yellow Phantom versus Michelle McCool versus Josie Wales versus Mickie James versus Sasha Banks versus Layla L. Whew. Anyways, so Yellow Phantom from Phantom Elite didn't seem to have many problems in her debut at Last Stand, easily winning the invite and claiming the first spot. The other two spots came on the 211th edition of Chaos when Michelle McCool defeated Tamina Snuka and Josie Wells defeated Alexa Bliss. One more joined the mix on Chaos 213 when Mickie James defeated Layla. Chaos 214 filled in the final two spots at the last minute as Sasha Banks defeated Kelly Kelly, and Layla, who had filled in for a missing Brooke Adams, defeated Eva Marie. And that's what I was talking about, how Layla defeated me. Anyways, sadly I haven't had any much build with my own character with Yellow Phantom, because I've been really mainly just focusing on Thunder. And this is one of those matches where, I'll be honest, I kind of don't think I'm not sure how much I mean, I'm gonna role play and kick butt and try to take names, but I'm not sure how well that would work. Anyways, not sure what else really to say about it. I mean, you have Michelle McCool and Layla. Obviously, they're going to tag team. They can almost bet that not going. Jay will probably only have just a filler Layla role play. Sasha Banks, again, really, it's like you see the potential in the dude's role play. I can't remember the handler's name. I think they've told me multiple times. I'm pretty sure, but I think it's D, the dude who does Desmond King. I think. I don't know, but regardless, I mean, you have this match. I mean, you can see certain potentials and certain things in his role plays, but besides that, I mean, they're usually like 5 to 6 points or something like that. Usually, it's not that hard to beat her. I don't want to say that. Oh my goodness, that's mean. But anyways, see. Then you have Mickie James, which I've seen her latest role play, and I wasn't as impressed. I mean, I was impressed in a certain part. I mean, her role play to get into this match was really kind of sad. I mean, it had potential as she was talking about her backstory, but instead, it kept in the realm of the present. Personally, I thought that if she would have incorporated what she said with actual flashbacks, and that would have made a much better role play and all. Because like you saw the description in like the narrative part of what she said, but it felt more like narrative instead of something she should be saying. But again, like if it was description based on showing evidence of the past, then I thought that roleplay would have been much better. Aside from that, I mean, it just felt like more about her past than her opponent, but that is completely thing. Hopefully we get a good Mickie James roleplay this time. Anyways, then you have Josie Wales. Again, Scar, you never can tell with her. And then Michelle McCool, you have Jay, who hopefully is able to do that. I don't fully know what's his main focus. I know Abby, I think, is one of his main focuses, and maybe Christy. And I mean, this might be one of it, but I'm pretty sure those other ones, since it's Abby Addiction's final match. Which, did I even cover that? Yeah, I know, I'm scrolling down, but I don't care. Nope, nope. Haven't even got to that. So, I mean, really, that's as much that I can really say. I mean, should be a good match. I'm definitely looking at Michelle McCool, Josie Wales, and Mickie James to really bring it. I'll probably be like, the way I see it, you'll see Michelle McCool, Josie Wales, and Mickie James. You'll have those ones battling to the top three. Me, I'll be like probably right below those. I'm not trying to say, oh my goodness, no. I'm just saying like effort wise, because yeah, I'm gonna be putting into effort, but I feel like it's not gonna be really my best. I don't know, but regardless, and I believe that I'll probably come over Sasha Banks and Layla, because Layla will probably last due to again being mostly just filler, or to accumulate help out McCool's roleplay. But next up, we have Silent Running, the E.W.E Tag Team Champions, is Sid Vicious and Jack Michaels versus the Extreme Connection, which is Johnny and Christy Chaos, the Tag Team Championships. Anyway, standard tag match. Now, at last stand, the Extreme Connection, aka the Chaos Siblings, were pretty much the only tag team to step up in the invite for the #1 contendership. Making simple work of Goldberg, they claim to be on a mission to save the tag divisions by dethroning the unbeatable tag team champions that some claim to be scaring off the tag teams. Can the only team with the guts to step up to the champions finish the job, or will Silent Running continue to reign supreme? Admittedly, that really hits the nail on the coffin. I mean, I still think that those two, they're just too good. I mean, any possible contender has to really, 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 really super step it up just to be able to try to get tag gold. Which is why I'm honestly really rooting for the Extreme Connection. Because, I'm sorry, when you pair Dustin and John together like that, yeah, it is cool And yeah, I understand that, it helps have another level of stepping up, but you have to remember we are in a building rebuilding phase. We are not, you can't have such strong things. It's literally killing the tag division because yeah, you have all this build, all this hype, and then you get decimated by these two because literally of how good they are. They're like beyond. They're like in the legends tier. Again, I believe Jay is one of the people who do that. And yeah, I know I'm saying, oh my god, I just kind of feel like Jay has that point where yeah, he can step up and kick butt and kick these legends' butts, and he is in that tier. But sometimes he does drift into the other tier, which I sometimes believe he's a little bit more beatable. And I think it's almost like he kind of puts forth. Sometimes I believe it feels like he puts forth the effort of who he's going against. You know, I I could be wrong, but it just seems a little bit more like that. So I mean, like when he steps up to the plate, yeah, he brings it to the legends, but he's also, brings it to the others, but it doesn't seem as bad. Or maybe it's just because that's just how they compare them. Then Dustin and John get auto 9 points, so that's just regardless. Um, so yeah, again, I still think that you either need to either dethrone these guys, have them retire, or something. Excuse me. Or at the very least, bring in a sub tag titles that other people can actually, compete for. Because honestly, they're just too good. And any tag teams are squished unless they're just having a feud against someone. Because the tag team titles seem pretty much unreachable. Now, I know I get the whole point about stepping up the game, but at the same time, it's too far. But anyways, that's my opinion, and I'm going to move to the next one. Anyways, next is the Money in the Bank match. Ooh, lovely. Money in the Bank match. It's a tables, ladders, and chairs match. It's Alessandro, his last name, versus James Cena, versus Dean Ambrose, versus Thunder Dragon, versus Chaos, versus Jason Big Rig Jackson. Now, I'm trying to figure out who that pick base is. Is that what's his face? No, they got Roman Reigns. Maybe no. I don't know. It kind of reminds me of that. Anyways, so at last stand, Alessandro entered the traditional open invite for the first Money in the Bank qualifier, sealing his name in this contract first by beating Buzz Jacobs. Two more came in on the 211th edition of Monday Night Chaos as James Cena qualified with a victory over Red Phantom from Phantom Elite. Then came Dean Ambrose, who defeated Thunder Dragon in a hellacious Extreme Rules match that was also an international title finish. With 3 spots left, E.W.E.com reports this year's Money in the Bank will be contested in a genuine classic simply known as Tables, Ladders, and Chairs. That sounded weird. 2 more spots were picked up on the 212th when Thunder Dragon pinned Jay Jobber in 10 seconds. Chaos went to war with Roman Reigns in a street fight, coming out on top. Now only 1 spot remains. Desperation would be kicking in for those still not signed up for this card. On Chaos 214, the final spot will be filled with Big Rig, Breeze through 3MB, and the Invitational for the final spot. Now we have our 6th for what should be a great TLC match. So, now that's who we have. We have Alessandro, we have James Cena, and all those guys. Now, see, this should honestly be an epic match, especially if everyone brings it. I mean, you're looking at Alessandro, who's just epic, and assuming he shows, because I don't think he's actually did anything since he did that role play. I mean, since he's qualified. Anyways, James Cena has. I almost think this. I almost want to say the same thing. Anyways, Chaos, me and Thunder have been. Me and Chaos have been doing awesomely, and Jason Big Rig Jackson just kind of signed up, and I'm still wondering how well he's gonna. Because I seen the role play the segment him and Chaos did, which again, I mean, yeah, it's helps build this match up, what he said, but at the same time, it felt like it had nothing to do with Money in the Bank. It was just a random, here's more incentive, but we're not even going to mention the incentive. It seemed like it had nothing to do with Money in the Bank. And personally, I think that that should have been done after WrestleMania. Because, I mean, even as Jay said, feuds, WrestleMania should be the end of feuds. It shouldn't be like the start or something like that. You know, it should be, everything should climax at WrestleMania. You know, so I mean, yeah, it can go on after that, and yeah, there are those times where like a feud starts at WrestleMania, but then ends the next WrestleMania. There's those, but the same, but you have to think. I mean, at this, personally, I just don't think that the Big Rig thing works. Yeah, it gives Chaos more incentive for his role play against Big Rig, which I believe that that his little thing about his focus being a little bit on Big Rig would actually help him in this case, because in the Money in Bank case, honestly, it helps because, I mean, he's part of the match. But there was one thing I did notice when I was, looking at this card, and I'm like, that is so awesome. And you'll actually read this in my roleplay. Every single one of this, except for Big Rig, is actually a little. Yeah, well, I'm not gonna divulge it, but you'll see in my role plays. It's actually pretty interesting, which is actually part of the reason why I was actually finally decided. I'm like, wait a minute, that makes sense. I was actually going to accept what there's gonna do with Big Rig, but they changed. I didn't say it in time, and so they went on without me. So whatever. Anyways, yeah, honestly, you have all these guys. You have Dean Ambrose, who has been literally on fire and been keep on going. He's planning on cashing in that same night, which, since he's also the same handler as Christy Chaos, which that'll help because apparently this is also Christy Chaos's last match. But whatever. Anyways, so yeah, I mean, that's really as much as I have to say about it. You'll see more in my role plays. So yeah, personally, I don't think that this match really got as much build as it is. I mean, like, Dean Ambrose probably did the most build to it. Because Cino and Alessandro haven't really been in there. Yeah, Big Rig he debuted in his qualifier, which is literally the only one who entered the open invite. The whole 3MB thing, we just decided to throw it in there just to give him someone to beat instead of just say, oh, you automatically win the match. Yeah, I mean, because admittedly, even I did give a little bit of build for this, but not as much, because honestly, majority of the stuff that's been going on has been more with Chaos. So yeah, I'd say Dean definitely be the one who probably builded it the most. But let's move on. Next, Amelia Peterson, E.W.E's Women's Champion, versus Abby Addiction, Women's Championship, in a single match. Anyways, it is Abby's final match on her E.W.E contract before moving on with her career, with an opponent like Amelia, who has been on a tier with the Women's Championship and a history to have had two of the top 5 voted matches of 2012. The first 2 times these two met for that title, Stephanie said it best: this match sells itself. Again, looking for an epic match. Sadly, I don't even know if I've fought Amelia Peterson like one-on-one or something like that. I may have, but it's been way too long since I remembered. But yeah, so you have this match. Really what to say. I mean, Abby is finally retiring from E.W.E. She's moving on to Greater Plains. Or just other ones. She's going to become a, quote, hint hint, all-star, ha ha ha. And she's going to hit the law books. Anyways, so yeah, this is her final match, and I'm curious about what actually is going to happen if the women's champion, if she wins, because this is going to be a final match, so I don't know if she's just going to retire it, just give it back to Amelia, or it's just going to be open for other people to face. And it's sad because even the Divas division itself has really kind of been dwindling down. I mean, you have Amelia, and then maybe Michelle McCool, because it sounds like Mickie James is, I don't know which, wait, was she in the, I mean, yeah, we're getting Mickey James back, but I mean, really, like, I'm just looking at these guys because, they're part of the division. But I mean, like, you have McCool, guess who else? Mickey James. I mean, really, you have like a small set that really are up there in Amelia Peterson's tier, and then you have everyone else. I mean, it's just a really small group, which is why I'm like, which is why we're actually down to one title now. Yeah, I don't know. There's not much more to really say about it. Abby Dixon is a great character. I never had my one-on-one match against her with Stealth Elf. But then again, I probably would have lost anyways because of those. She's almost an auto 9 pointer. Almost. But whatever. Every single time I lose to this chick, and now I don't get no chance unless I follow her. But that's that, and I'm going to move on to the main event. Yes, the E.W.E has been WrestleMania 3 has been fun. Anyways, so we have Christy Chaos, the former champion, versus Jack, the E.W.E Undisputed Championship, versus Sid Vicious, the 2016 Rumble winner. In a triple threat match. Did I say match. Rumble, February 21st. Sid Vicious outlasted 29 other opponents to punch your ticket right here. The main event of WrestleMania. Also on that night, Jack Michaels fought former champion Christy Chaos in a 60-minute iron match. That match ended with each of them gaining 4 falls and a draw. This led to Jack Michaels remaining the champion. However, it also meant Christy Chaos was still in line for a rematch. Picking her spot, she waited until Jack had settled his issues with the Clown at Last Stand, inserting herself into WrestleMania main event, playing spoiler to the Big Teacher versus Student Tag Team Partners Showdown. This is where we are. The unstoppable, undisputed champion Jack Michaels, the unbeatable and devastation Sid Vicious, and the former champion help on proving to the world she can beat them both. This is what WrestleMania main event is supposed to look like. Except for the fact that these two, Jack Michaels and Sid Vicious, have not been seen in a while. But that's, I have no idea why John's not. But Dustin, has family issues, so I mean, yeah, that works for me. But anyways, but in character wise, yeah, I have to say, yeah, Christy has a point. Like, these two are hardly ever there to really promote. Sometimes, especially Sid. I mean, she's there, she has her match and leaves. But anyways, so yeah, I mean, you have this. Well, personally, I still want Jack Michaels to win. Why? Because I want to be the one who beats him. Yeah, I know that's so sad, but still. Plus, with Christy Chaos going gone, that almost gives. I mean, like, this is what I was saying earlier. Like, Dean is going to cash in on the same night. So if Christy Chaos wins, I almost kind of feel like Jay might actually just give the championship to Dean Ambrose. Don't quote me on it, but yeah, because this is also Christy Chaos's final match, because she's moving on to better and greater things. If you consider that better. Anyways, yeah, so honestly, that's really not much really to say about it. I mean, it was before just Jack and Sid, and I'm just like, well, Dustin versus John, yeah, it could be cool, but I'm just like, eh. I mean, like, you have the same guys in that Undisputed Championship title match so many times. I'm just like, boring. Yeah, cool, they're awesome role players and all that stuff, but you have the same people every single time. It gets boring. It gets annoyed. I mean, who cares? Yeah, I know this is the first Undisputed Championship that Sid has had, but it's still the same handler. And you still have, Jay up there. It's just, I don't know. I mean, I know it's hyped up and everything, but maybe they should have done better hyping. I just don't care. I mean, I don't know, just a boring match. I mean, Christy did probably the most hype, and she'd be the one I'm rooting for if it wasn't for the fact that I want to be the one to dethrone Jack. I mean, if it wasn't for that, I'd totally be rooting for Christy Chaos, because the other two are just boring. I mean, yeah, maybe if Sid wins, that'd be a little bit more interesting, because, let's face it, I mean, she's not been undisputed champion before, but at the same time, it's still the same two people just wearing different masks. And it gets boring. I mean, still. So, I know that's my opinion on it, but. And some people are like, oh, they're great. Well, I'm sorry, but you have the same guys up there all the time, and it's just boring. So I really don't have much to say about it except what I've already said about it. So with that, anyways, that is WrestleMania 13. I mean, not 13, 12. Yeah, I know I probably didn't leave it on the best title. What is Edge doing there in the corner? Yeah, I know that's random, but like Edge is right there in the corner. I don't know. I can't think of who his pick base is. But anyways, regardless, that's WrestleMania 13. I know it doesn't sound like a big high note, especially considering what I said about the Undisputed Championship. But hey, I mean, it is what it is, really. It's one thing that I'm definitely gonna be looking forward to, and I hope you guys are too. Hopefully, you're against, my opinion, and you really want to see Dustin versus John one more time, or Jack Michaels versus Sid Vicious and Christy Chaos, all that stuff. But we'll see it, and until next time, I have to say one final thing. Catch you later. See ya!